put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. I am Adanna Combie, and we begin conversations this morning in studio. We're going to speak firstly with Sherla Prince, Acting Inspector of the T.T.P.S, and we're talking, of course, of the updates or crime updates for the last week and our very interesting topic this morning. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Adanna, and good morning to all our viewers and listeners out there, and thank you for having me this morning.
Of course, always a pleasure. So, what are the updates? What can we, expect to hear that happened last week? What transpired last week?
Okay, so for the last week, we had a lot of road traffic exercises. We had a speed, we had some DUIs, and that speed, we're still seeing motorists taking chances with the light going over the speed limit. So we just want to urge motorists, follow the speed limit. Be safe on the road, right? We have too much carnage on the road. So the T.T.P.S and the traffic department we continue to do our exercises and making sure that the public is safe on the nation's road.
Mm-hmm. And I want to agree with you in terms of telling our drivers to be careful, because that same traffic light infringement, there's sometimes you're at the light and you're given the green and then you just see somebody fly across, So we all have to be very careful and be mindful of others. We're not the only users on the nation's road, so you have to look out for others as well. We want to get into this topic because I find this topic to be a very interesting topic and a topic we need to discuss and especially have the conversation with our young people, because we take a lot of things for granted.
Yes,
and we just think it's okay to give all our information out there, just put ourselves out in a public space. So we're talking about young people posting photos of themselves online. What is your position where that is concerned, the T.T.P.S? What is it? What have you noticed, and what are the things you want to address where this is concerned?
Okay, so Adanna, the T.T.P.S and actually myself, we have noticed that a lot of children have been posting inappropriate pictures of themselves online. And this is dangerous. They're setting themselves up for pedophiles, people who are acting, adults, whether male or female, who are acting as children by putting their profile picture as a child and, having conversation with a child, and the conversation that they have. So the innocent child is, kind of going towards that conversation. So the pedophiles may ask you, so what did you do today? How was school today? So they learn them all right, into something called sexual grooming. So they will ask you if you have a boyfriend. How come you don't have a boyfriend? Or have you ever kissed before? So, when they get so comfortable and the child in their innocence normally will just open up and give all the information. All right. So another thing that we see doing that, posting online, the amount of time that each child spends on social media, it takes away from the academics. All right. So they on TikTok. I know TikTok is very time consuming, even for us adults, you see when you go online. So the child is on TikTok, they're on the WhatsApp, and they're doing, listening to videos, they're watching themselves, they're watching their friends, and they forget about their schoolwork. All right, so you online until 2 a.m, your parents are asleep.
That's right.
All right, so when you go to school, you fall asleep. So now the teacher's having a conversation with the parent, mommy, daddy, Janelle was sleeping all day. And then you ask him, why? How come you didn't go to bed early? Mommy, I was on TikTok. So we're asking parents, please talk to your children. All right? Let them know. You yourself as a parent, can sync your phone with these devices so you can see the amount of time your child spends online. And you can also read up and the advantages and the disadvantages of being on an educated child. All right?
But you see, this is an ideal situation, eh? And welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. We do apologize for that technical issue. We were having conversation about our young people posting photos online and also engaging with online social media. And we were talking about the fact that we need to put measures on their consummation, how they consume the social media. But sometimes it can be challenging, especially the times that we are in. And so we want to, put that on the parents to actually take an active step into engaging your child in some other type of activities or monitoring their use of social media. Inspector, I know there are so many trends. We were talking about TikTok earlier. There are so many trends on TikTok. We're talking about TikTok, and we're also talking about the fact that these children are posting so many things and they're engaging with what we call strangers, right? And so we follow trends, we see things happening and we want to do it and we want to be a part of it. And so we just do things, you know, in ignorance, not even knowing what the consequences could be, because you want to keep up with the Joneses, you want to be cool, you want your friends to think, well, I big, you know, I have a little boyfriend online, or I have a little girlfriend online, somebody you've never met. This is so dangerous. And you mentioned earlier that, you know, they're setting themselves up to be prey. So just, I really want to drive that point home so that the listening audience can understand the importance of, you know, being very cautious when engaging on online platforms.
Okay, so let's start with the parents. Mommy and daddy, we ask, you know, we normally give a child a device and put them in a corner, or, you know, and that'll keep the child quiet. You have to try now to sync your phones with your children's devices, all right? Give them a book, go back to the library. When, you know, while we were growing up, we had the library, we had books, but now we have the devices that consume our children. So I'm asking parents, the T.T.P.S is urging parents to be the friends of your children on these platforms. All right, sync your phone so whenever they're online, give them a timeline so the devices can shut down. All right, and even if they don't comply to what you are saying, there is the community policing unit, and that unit is at my station, Scarborough, and there's also one at the Chauvin Road Police Station, and even the intervention of the Special Victims Unit. You know, take your children there and ask them to, you know, talk to the child. All right, all is not lost. Parents, we want you to love your children. Tell them every day, hey, I love you. Love them up. Because children who are brought up in church are seldom before the court. You know, that is my mantra all the time.
Right. That's right. And you know, you mentioned about the community policing, and I'm thinking two things. Community policing, going into communities and having conversations, and also members of the community coming together, whether they have councils or whatever they have in communities, come together and make a request from the police. Hey, we're setting up this event. Come and have a conversation with us. Talk to our children. Even if you do something like a social event and invite T.T.P.S to have conversations with the children and give them alternatives to these types of you know, actions.
All right, and we also have the school intervention units. So if the school having a problem with the children, you know, just make a phone call. As I said, that unit is based at the Chauvin Road Station. Let us know what are your challenges, and we are able to help, assist in some way. It's not only for the school. We urge parents to, you know, to buy into it. Come, let us know what challenges that you have and see how best that we can work with you.
Of course, because at the end of the day, I mean, the parent really is the primary responsible person for the child. While they go to school and they're involved in other activities, it really is the parent's sole responsibility, but we also have communities to help. You know, there used to be a saying long time, and I seldom ever hear it now, it takes a village to raise a child. So, you know, we all have to come together to ensure that we instill the right principles in our children. And of course, I know sometimes the parents get busy and they have things to do, and you know, they have their own activities, but we could find other ways to engage our children rather than being online for hours on end. So, you know, I take that recommendation you gave in terms of syncing your phone with your children's device, giving them some time, a cut-off time. I know some parents who give their children 1 hour, 2 hours screen time, and that's it. And they find activities for them to engage in. So, in closing, what do you want to ensure our viewers take away today?
Okay, so viewers, I want you to understand that the world is changing. It's a dynamics with social media. Be vigilant, be wise, educate yourselves. What is happening on social media? Be able to say to your children, this is a wrong practice, because when they post stuff of themselves, nude photos, that is going to go with them, and that could hamper them from even getting a job or even getting the respect that they deserve. So parents, I want you to always know what your child is reading, know what your child is viewing. And if there are any problems that you feel that, listen, my child isn't complying, you can call on us at the T.T.P.S Community Policing. And for the principals who are online right now, if you want the police, there's a school intervention unit that's at the Chauvin Road Station. give them a call, 639-8888, and make that appointment. And we are able and willing to assist.
Of course, we're all working together to ensure the safety of our children and ensuring that their future, of course, is also bright, because we don't want to tarnish that at this early stage. All right, viewers, we've been speaking with Acting Inspector Sherla Prince of the T.T.P.S Scarborough District, getting some information there on how to use social media to ensure that we remain safe. We're going to go for a short break before we continue conversations in studio with our guests. And before we go, of course, we want to invite you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.